What's up, guys? I'm back. I finally got my haul video up together. I made a video yesterday and posted it yesterday on the 28th because I was bored at work. I was called in. I eventually got away at I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I pulled like a 20-hour shift. Because of that, I took the morning off work, and that gave me the excuse I needed to go to the comic book shop. So I said it before, everyone has Comic Book Wednesday. For me, it was Comic Book Thursday. My guy's just got away, come back from holiday, so he was a bit behind. I think I forgot a couple of books because he was a bit of a shambles. There was boxes everywhere. The poor guy was trying to catch up on like a week's work, so I felt for him. But we didn't come out there empty-handed. We did get a pull list. I think yesterday I said it was going to be a small week for me, 10 books. Let's have a count. Let's see how many books I've got. I think it was 10, I said yesterday. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I've got 13, okay? That's not bad, it's not brilliant, but it's not bad. I was talking yesterday about I was going to try and quit some books, and I actually reading through these books I've got today. Haven't read all of them, but I've read most of them. But reading through these books, I've actually come across some titles that I am actually going to drop. Just because I read them, I thought, you know what? Like Scott from Random Comics said, if you're not enjoying it, why are you buying it? And also, don't keep getting it on the premise that it might be good. So, with that, there's a couple of titles I'm going to drop, and I'm going to tell you which ones I'm going to drop when I get to them. But first off, I picked up Batman Superman number 3. Really, still loving the artwork in this. I really like Jay Lee's work. People don't like it for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's not to like about it. I think it's bloody good. If I did have a criticism about this book, it's just there's just not a lot of content. That'd be my only criticism. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying this book. Haven't read it yet, but I look forward to reading it. And then I picked up Nova 6. I think I might have picked it up already. I can't remember. Who knows? And Nova 7. Haven't read those yet. I only just got Nova's issues 1 to 5 a couple of weeks ago, and I read them and thought they were fantastic. Since then, I know they've changed the creative team and whatnot. So this will be my first delvings into the new creative team. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it'll be something I can continue with. Especially seeing it's going to tie in with Thanos and Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm sure. It's like Cosmo said, he's keeping with Nova, especially because it's the way the Marvel universe is going right now with the all the space themed titles, Guardians and Thanos Rise and whatnot. So I'm going to stick with it for a couple of issues more. I'll probably see out the story arc, and it's not rocket science. If I love it, I'm going to carry on getting it. If I don't like it, I'm not. Simple as that. Trinity War, Part 6 of 6. Now, as a storyline, I like this. I like the storyline. However, what I will say is, I don't know if we needed 6 parts to the main story. And I don't know if we needed all the tie-in books. Not that there are many, but I don't think we needed them. I'm sure all you guys who are watching this already got this and read it, so hopefully, spoiler alerts, if you don't want to hear what happens, then turn off now. If you read it, carry on watching, sorry. So, we find out that the Atom put some kryptonite in Superman's brain. That made him fry Dr. Light, which is always making him ill. Cyborg gets fucking split from his cybernetics because there's a new character called the Grid, and we find out that this guy with the bowler hat is actually the Owl. I think it's the Owl. I think it's the Owl. I can't remember. Night Owls. The Night Owl's butler from Alternate Dimension 3, and basically this whole storyline is basically to bring in the Syndicate of Evil. I think it is. Please forgive me. I'm not really up on my DC. But yeah, I think it was Syndicate of Evil. I might even check that out. I can ask. And basically, yeah, you know, now you've got to this point. Now we've had part 6 of this story. I think we found out what the true intention of this book was. And the true intention of this book was, it was all basically a prelude to a Villain Month, so to speak, or Forever Evil storyline, which could be great. I'm not going to knock it. I'm going to get Forever Evil. I'm going to read it and hopefully it's good. But I kind of feel somewhat cheated because I felt like I was being I feel like I've been sort of duped into buying this book and feeling like I should be getting a different story than what I did. And I know it's a one universe and it all ties up, which is great. But you know, at least with Marvel, they said Prelude to Infinity, and I knew what I was getting with that book. You know, it wasn't great, but I knew what I was getting. With this, it was Trinity of Sin, and it was basically, look, how can we introduce some characters for the Forever Evil storyline? And that's all it was. Not to say it wasn't a good read, it was okay. Like I said, 6 parts. You didn't need 6 parts to tell this story. Not at all. It felt a bit naughty because they did it. It felt like they put the story across several books to sell several more books. And, you know, I get it. It's a business. That's what you do. But let's be upfront about it, you know. Had someone told me that DC are bringing out a mini story, a prelude to Forever Evil, and they made no bones about it and made no hidden agendas about it, I would have been happy. Fine. That'd give me something to look forward to. And I'm looking forward to Forever Evil, but I just, like I said, I feel a bit cheated. Because with this storyline, with the build-up it had, I felt as though there should be more impact, more reward, more satisfaction out of this series than there was. So that's why I feel a bit cheated. Not to say it's not good and don't read it, because read it, it is good. But that's just my thoughts on that, you know. It could have been handled better. So I'm gonna stop talking about it now because I'm waffling on. Sorry. Issue 6 of 6. Try saying that. Issue 6 of 6. 6 of 6. I'm gonna give this one more issue. Because, quite frankly, actually, I don't even know I'm going to give one more issue. I don't know what's going on in this book. And I know when you read the back pages of this book, it says it's more about an emotional journey or something. Well, let me know when you get there, because I'm getting bored. I'm going to go to sleep. Apart from the odd gratuitous sex scene, there is nothing going on in this book. Skip it. Avengers Arena 14? X-23 on the cover. Very like the cover. Very cool cover. This book was so good. I think up to issue 10 I was loving this book. Even up to issue 11 I was really digging the book. And it felt like it was going somewhere. And then right around sort of issue 12, it feels like the story sort of stalled and they don't know what to do with it now. Because basically what happened was they had 20 characters or whatever on a beach, and each issue you would guarantee someone died or 2 people would die. But I think the problem they had was they realised they were killing these characters too quickly, so they had to slow the story down to the point where they almost stopped the storyline, in which case they did in a couple of issues, because they done like little fluff storylines about backgrounds and shit. Who cares? So yeah, I'm getting a bit concerned about this title now. They've slowed things down far too much. I still like the basic concept of the book. Like I said, the first 10 issues were brilliant. But they need to start doing something with it, and they need to do something quick. I know they said this is someone said this is running into issue 18, and then the story arc's going to change. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it to 18. I may do, because I've invested so much time into it. Just complete the run. But it needs to change. Something needs to happen. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame they're letting a good title down. Then we've got New Avengers issue 9, Infinity Tie-in. Read this issue. This is a really good issue. Really good issue. You get to see all the generals in this book, all Thanos' generals, which is really cool. And all his generals basically go looking for the Illuminati to find the Infinity Gems so they can reunite the Gauntlet. Although there's also another reason in there to get the tribute. I think they're trying to find a tribute, but we don't know what for. Really good storyline. You see Atlantis totally decimated by, I think it was in the prelude to Infinity where Wakanda attacked Atlantis. And basically we see the results of that. And basically Atlantis has been wasted and Namor is just destroyed. And he basically makes a deal with the devil to get his own back on Wakanda. It's a really good. I really recommend this. Now this is a time book. As a time book, this is superb. You know, if you take like the DC stuff and their time books, which pretty much didn't do nothing about anything. You know, you didn't. If you never bought any DC books of Trinity War, the time books, you didn't miss anything. To be honest, with this, I actually do feel this adds to the storyline. Not so much as moving the storyline forward, but it gives it a bit more richness, a bit more wealth, and a bit more understanding, a bit more character development. It does help the story. Really recommend getting this one. Uncanny X-Men 11. I'm loving my X-Men titles. I always will. Good issue. We see the Sentinels attacking the X-Men. Cyclops is trying to deal with it, but his powers are just fucked. He can't do nothing about it. And you basically see the new team sort of come together and rally around each other and try and support each other. We're also, I think this is basically the first inroads into the Children of the Atom storyline. But yeah, it's good so far. I liked it. The Sentinel net's pretty cool. I think this is maybe the sort of Sentinel we see in the film, upcoming X-Men film next year. Very different to what we're used to. So it's cool. It's a sort of an adaptation Sentinel, so it knows how to sort of adapt your own abilities and stuff. But yeah, I recommend picking it up. Cool front cover as well. And we have Wolverine and the X-Men volume issue 35. Like I keep saying every video, so you get a bit of glare on it. I keep saying every video I'm well behind on reading this, and if truth be told, I should probably drop this title because I'm so behind on it. But I've got a feeling it's going to be good, and it's just finding the time to read 25 issues, and I am there. And then I'll make my mind up if I will keep going with it or not keep going with it. But until then, I shall keep doing it. Then we have Thor, God of Thunder, issue 12. Front cover's okay. It's a bit, not one of the great covers to be fair, is it? But it's okay. You know what? I think this issue was just a way to settle Thor down a bit. Because not much really happened in this book, other than it basically tells the story of Thor and his relationship with Earth or Midgard, and how he loves us basically, and how he has friends here, and how he basically, Midgard is his sort of spiritual home, and that's all it's about really. And it's quite nice. There's quite some nice scenes in there, quite touchy feely stuff. But I kind of get the feeling this was just a way to calm the series down a bit. While we wait for the next step, so to speak. And the last page does allude to something happening, so I'm looking forward to that. But definitely not going to drop this yet. It needs to get a hell of a lot worse for me to drop that. The last issue of Thanos Rising, issue 5. This is pretty cool. I think anyone who's been reading this knows what it's about. And basically this is the end of his story. This is where he goes and destroys his home world. I think he comes to the realisation that Lady Death is just a figment of his imagination, possibly. And he basically goes about his business to say, well, fuck it, I'm obviously an evil bastard. I'm going to go around and just destroy everything. And that's what he does. It's short and sweet with a bit of padding in between. It's good stuff. It looks good. It's quite nice to see his journey. It only took 5 issues, which is good. I'm glad they didn't stretch it out. But it makes me appreciate the character a lot more. So, happy. But then we've got Captain Marvel, issue 15, Earth's Mightiest Hero. This is the first ever Captain Marvel book I bought. And I only bought it because it's an Infinity tie-in. To be honest with you, you don't need to read this book. I don't think. It didn't really do much for the storyline of Infinity. There's some nice bits in it, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of character development with Miss Marvel. Like I said, I've never read the book before. I don't really know much about her, but even I can gather certain information about her having a bout with the Kree, losing part of her brain, her memories, and she feels a bit robotic almost. She doesn't feel much emotion anymore. And then something at the end happens to her, which you can see when she's on fire there. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's not Phoenix Force or something, but it reminded me of Phoenix Force for obvious reasons. Something's happened to her, which will obviously allude into the next book. I think there's one more Miss Marvel book in this Infinity series for tie-in. And basically, I guess, I'm not sure, but you have to tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure, is this book about to get cancelled? I think it might be about to get cancelled, and I'm guessing it's going to get cancelled and then relaunched under the new Marvel 2.0. So I think they're just giving it a new skill set, a new origin story, so to speak, for it to carry on with. But yeah, it was okay. It was good. It was just about, it was basically just a little issue with about battle in the war. I can't remember what book. I think it was one of the Avengers. I think it was Avengers Assemble, which came out last week. Had Spider-Woman on the front cover, and it told the story of her in the battle, and now it's telling her story in the battle, and it's basically this two different sides of the coin sort of thing. It's okay. You could skip it. I'm a bit of a completist when it comes to story arcs. I try to get more, but yeah, you certainly won't miss it if you didn't buy it. And my last book was Lazarus, book 3. This is very, very good. It's quite. I found book 1 quite hard on this series, to be honest. Mainly because it sort of just jumped you straight in there, so to speak. You know, the character we're getting to learn more about as it goes along, which is quite good. But the actual world in which it's set, you're very much just thrust in there and sort of like, well, here's the world, you sort it out, you look at it, you deal with it. So you did. You have no choice. So now, with book 3, you're starting to understand the world in which Lazarus lives in. And basically, Lazarus is not her name. Lazarus is a name for, like, I don't know if they're cyborgs or metahumans, mutants, but basically they are fucking hardcore. So that is very good, and I recommend it. I think it's only going to be maybe a 6-parter, possibly. I don't know, but it's very good. Pick it up. So that's it. That's all I picked up this week. So it's reasonably small, and like I said, there's definitely a couple of books that I'm going to stop getting. You got Spider-Man Team Up. I think I'm probably going to stop getting that, unless it's a very short run, maybe 6 books. I'll probably just skip it. I might even just skip it anyway and just get the trade, because it's not been great, is it? Spider-Man Team Up. Certainly not worth investing in. I'm investing so much money in other stuff. Superior Foes Spider-Man, definitely keeping that. That's very cool, and it's a different take. Superior Carnage. See, I was getting ready to drop this off after issue 1, and then issue 2 came out, and it was like, oh shit, it's quite good. So I don't know. Basically, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically get a pull list together, all my comics, and put them together and just see what I'm reading. Because over the month, because we go to books every week, I'm getting like 10 books a week, maybe 20 books a week, and so you're never really sure what you're getting because you go weekly. So I need to sit down and work out what I'm getting monthly. From there, I can sort out what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. But yeah, like I said, we need to trim the fat. We need to cut expenses because it's getting expensive now. So that's it. So sorry, I've waffled on yet again. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you very much. You obviously ain't much on TV. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.